how Steven Seagal trained some of the best fighters in history. A very curious fact says that during a filming, Seagal was debating with the legendary Gene LeBell, former trainer of Ronda Rousey, who does not like Seagal too much. Well, Seagal was debating with Gene LeBell that a judo choke would have no effect on him thanks to his skills, since he had techniques that would make it impossible for him to get choked. Well, what started as a conversation ended up with an unconscious Steven Seagal.
I mean, Steven, for real, if he was on the street and there was a situation, you wanted this Hollywood guy by your side because he could defend himself.
Can you think of one?
Michael Jai White.
Can I laugh in your face?
Really?
Yes.
Thoughts on Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Can I laugh in your face? So, I mean, I don't really want to get into, on film anyway, who's a tough guy. Do I think Michael is a tough guy? No. Do I think he's a martial artist? No. Do I think Jean-Claude's a tough guy or martial artist? No.
In addition to all this, Seagal continued to teach Aikido around the world, and in fact, he is considered a master of teachers. In 2010, then UFC middleweight champion and widely considered the best fighter in the world at the time, Anderson Silva, contacted Seagal to teach him some tricks for his title defense against Chael Sonnen, something that surprised much of the UFC community. Interestingly, Silva almost lost in that fight after years of absolute dominance. Only his jiu-jitsu saved him by landing a triangle on the last jump. However, this curious couple remained at UFC 126, the fight in which this happened. After this spectacular KO, Silva specifically credited Seagal for this kick, and Seagal continued training some fighters in that same gym. Fighters like Lyoto Machida in his fight against Randy Couture at UFC 129, a fight which also ended with a spectacular front kick. After this, Seagal begins to heat up and take personal credit for success in these fights.
I said, stay away from him for the first, 2-3 minutes, and then fake low and come high and do that kick that I've been teaching you. He did exactly what I said, and exactly what I wanted to happen happened.
To the point that Anderson Silva himself has to come out to deny it and stop it a little. After this, he tried to get closer to other UFC fighters like John Jones or DC, but he progressively disappeared from the MMA field. Today, he serves as special representative of the Russian Foreign Ministry for cultural relations with the United States, and he maintains a very good relationship with President Vladimir Putin and has even granted him citizenship.
Do you go watch the other guys? What do you think of Jeff Speakman or Van Damme? Do you know Van Damme?
No.
You heard of him? Mm-hmm. Let's start with him, Steven. What do you think of his work? He was like a champion somewhere, and right? I mean,
I just promised all my mentors that I was going to be a good boy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's a matter of opinion, that he was champion anywhere. Yeah, and I'm not being catty or anything. I wish the guy all the best, but there are an awful lot of people who say that that's not true.